What's up YouTube, Demon Waffle here, and today we're going to be doing an ultimate fishing guide. We're going to be covering how to fish, where to fish, the different bait types, fish size and rarity, as well as leveling your fishing. Let's start with a how-to guide on teaching you how to fish. If you don't have a fishing pole, you can get one from finishing the Fishing with Shields quest. It's just west of the settlement in Windsward called Greenhaven. And if you want, you could also just buy a fishing pole or craft one if you want to use your engineering skill to craft one. Once you've acquired a fishing pole, all you're going to want to do is head to any body of water, and then you're just going to press F3 on your keyboard. And once you do, you'll enter the fishing menu like you see on my screen here. Here you can change your bait and you can also exit, but what we're going to do is we're going to hold and click the left mouse button. And what you're doing now is you're playing the casting mini game. So there's a little bar here with a little knob on it, and the goal is to release the left mouse button when the knob is closest to the top. And this determines how far you'll cast. The further you cast, the better chance you have of getting more rare as well as large fish. And as you can see here, we get a max cast, which gives us our best chance of getting a large fish. Something also to note is that we are currently fishing in a shallow area. The more shallow the area, the less likely you're going to get bigger and higher quality fish. Now all you're going to do is wait around until it says get ready, and once it does, you're going to be presented with a left click to hook the fish. Now you're going to want to click this as quickly as possible. This does go away fairly fast, so just be wary when you're fishing. And now that you've hooked the fish, you're going to reel it in. So now you're playing the reel in mini game where you're going to be constantly clicking and holding the left mouse button to reel it in closer. And once it reaches the orange color area, you're going to want to let go of the left mouse button and then wait until it goes green and just keep doing that over and over until you reel it in. And that's pretty much all you need to know for how to fish. Every fish you catch is going to be the same. You're going to have some different resistance depending on what type of fish it is, but at the end of the day, that's the core gameplay of fishing. And now you know how to fish, so let's talk about where to fish. I've linked an interactive map in the description below. And what you can see on this map is that we've chosen only to show different fishing spots. And as you can see, there's 3 different tiered fishing spots. There's the 1-star broad tier, there's the 2-star rare tier, and then the 3-star secret tier. These are what are known as fishing hotspots. Now obviously you don't have to go to a hotspot to fish. Like I said, you could literally fish anywhere you want that has water. There are 2 different types of water in this game. There's a freshwater and saltwater areas in the game. Anything that is attached to the ocean is considered saltwater, whereas anything that is its own body of water, not attached to the ocean, is considered freshwater. And you might be wondering why we care about saltwater versus freshwater, and that actually leads us into our next point. We're going to be talking about baits. Every bait has a water type. So as you can see here, we have freshwater baits and saltwater baits. Along with different water types, we also have different perks from different types of baits. And there's 2 perk categories. There's one that's going to give you larger fish, and there's one that's going to give you rarer fish. Each perk has 3 different tiers, and each tier, as it increases, also increases the potency of the perk. Here I'll show you the 6 different types of fish bait for rare fish. And like I mentioned, there's 2 different categories. There'll be a set of bait for fish that are in saltwater and fish that are in freshwater. And here I'll just show you guys the 6 different baits, also split up into saltwater and freshwater to catch bigger fish. And as you can see, they're broken up into 3 tiers like I mentioned. So the first tier, you can expect to get 150% chance of bigger fish. The second tier would be 300%, and the highest tier is 500%. And that leads us into our next section, which is fish size and rarity. Both of which are broken up into tiers. For size, you have small, medium, and large. And then for rarity, you have common, uncommon, rare, and then legendary. There isn't a lot of difference when it comes to size of fish. They're basically just going to give you more materials when you break them down, and the amount of experience you get between them isn't very substantial. Whereas when you're catching different rarity of fish, the experience between them is much larger. which segues into our last section, which is leveling up your fishing from level 1 to as high as you want to get it. And lucky for us, we know a few tips and tricks to help us level up a little bit quicker. What you're going to want to do is you want to find deep water, and you're going to want to be using rare bait. Now, the reason we want to do this is because in deep water, the time it takes to hook a fish is much faster. And if you're using any kind of bait, that also increases the time it takes to hook a fish. But if we're using the bait that increases rarity, that'll help us increase the amount of experience we get, because the more rare the fish, the more experience we get. So what I did was I calculated the max amount of fish it would take to get from level 1 to 50, from level 1 to 100, and from level 1 to 200. So from level 1 to 50, it requires 65,000 experience. If we get 100 experience per fish, that's going to be 6,500 fish caught. To get from level 1 to 100, it's going to require 17,730 fish caught. And to get from 1 to 200, it's going to require 45,205 fish caught. Now, it's totally up to you why you're fishing. For me personally, I think it's one of the more fun gathering skills in New World, so I really enjoy fishing in this game. But also, it's actually one of the best ways to make money, especially at low levels. Even without bait, you can turn around and make a good amount of money pretty quickly. Some of these, even just basic and common and uncommon fish, are selling from 10 to 200 gold coins a piece. So personally, I think it's actually one of the best ways to make money in the game. But other than that, I just really enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please drop it below. If you guys like the video, drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.